Hi everyone, this is Jason Bierach of Wall Street for Main Street. Instead of doing a podcast right now, I just want to do a very quick video. We're planning on interviewing Doug Casey, chairman of Casey Research, on Tuesday night, and you can submit your questions either on this little short video underneath on the YouTube, or you can send them to Wall Street for Main Street at Gmail. Or you could post them on our Facebook fan page. But go ahead and send your questions, and we'll ask at least one listener question. Now, we're not going to ask only listener questions because Wall Street for Main Street, Mo DeWood, and myself ask good questions. We had dinner with Doug Casey a couple weeks ago. It's very good. He's really cool. He's written Crisis Investing, which was one of the top best-selling books of the 70s and 80s. And he's also written International Man. He's made investments and money in a lot of different asset classes besides just speculating the resource investments. And he's definitely a outside-the-box thinker. He's a very good critical thinker, a very independent mind. He's traveled all over the world. He's very similar in that regard to Jim Rogers. And as you guys can remember, in November, Wall Street for Main Street was the only place that got Jim Rogers and Doug Casey together on an international investing legendary investors roundtable podcast. I've never seen that anywhere else on the internet. So please send in your questions for us to ask Doug Casey. We will ask at least one. Not promising to ask, not promising our listeners here that I'm going to ask dozens of your questions, but we'll ask at least one to Doug Casey. And thank you. Hope you're enjoying all of our other interviews. And we're going to keep on bringing on quality guests, and if you have any other guests or any other feedback, our email. And one or two other things. Please, if you really enjoy our content, we're not charging for this. Other people like Financial Sense Insider and Stansberry Radio charge you for these types of interviews of different asset classes and learning. Please go to iTunes and leave us a good review. We'd really appreciate it. It'll only take you 5 minutes. We spend hours doing research and writing and booking guests and things like that just to bring you great content, the best content we think on the internet in terms of investor education for the length of the podcast, at least for free anyways. And also one other point. We do offer for our listeners who want to learn, who want more specialized attention and care, who have a lot of questions, they want to learn, they want to know what books to read and things like that. We offer very in-depth consulting, whether you're a beginner who has some capital or doesn't have any capital but just wants to learn what books should I read so I can increase my income and maybe add skills I need for the new economy going forward. We've taught people who have experience and have capital, and we've taught very high net worth people who want to learn a new investing asset class. Wall Street for Main Street, Mo DeWood, John Manfreda, and myself have helped people with 8 figures bring in additional income in their investing portfolio in the resource sector, how to hedge, how to learn different asset allocation strategies and things like that. So thank you for listening to this very short video. Doug Casey will be on Tuesday night. And, it's going to be a lot of fun because Doug is no holds barred. He's a real straight shooter. He is awesome to be around and hang out in person. He says what he feels, and he's been all over the world. He's been through all different types of cycles. And this is a man with infinite wisdom, just like Jim Rogers and Dr. Mark Faber up there in terms of being able to make money in different asset classes, like I said, and his track record over the very long term. And he's just great. And one of the best pieces of advice he told me at dinner a couple weeks ago when I had with him was, Jason, everything changes. So, everything is in a cycle. There's new technology. And I think that's a very important and great piece of advice. So thanks for listening. And just post your question in the comments box or the other ways that we said. And thank you very much. And hopefully you're enjoying all of our podcasts that we're releasing.